people, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel, people. As always, make sure that you lot are smashing up the likes. Make sure that you're subscribing to the channel. Road to 10K, like I keep saying. We've got a big one today, man. It's been a minute since me and Goonie done a little one-to-one. You know what I mean? Me and Goonie speak every week, pretty much every day. Was on the phone the other day and I said, listen, yo, this is good, right? This is good content. Let's save it. Let's save it for the one-on-one, bro. Yeah. What you saying, Goonie, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. It's good to be back on the platform, and obviously, I got to shout out everybody that's joined us live. Smash that like button, subscribe, all of that good stuff. You're in for a good conversation today, innit? You get me? We're gonna be talking Chelsea, so let's go. Let's do this, Don. And obviously, big up yourself as well, my guy. Love, love, love.
Come on, my bro, man. Let's see who's in the chat. We've got a couple people in here already. We've got CFC Gamer says big up Don and Goonie, big up, man.
Yeah.
Says we need leaders in this team, bro. We'll speak about that because if you guys have watched Blue Diaries, you know that's something that we touched upon. It was a really good conversation, but I said, you know what? Let me get Goonie on that as well because I know that's something that we've both been in agreement with. You know what I'm saying? So Chelsea needs to fix up this summer because once Man City starts to play Rodri, they'll be back. So we need to get a clean finish and like Gokaris to kick on next season. That's something that we're going to touch upon as well today, bro, because listen, there's many clubs, us, Arsenal, Liverpool. I wouldn't say Man City because they've got Haaland, but we all need some level of rebuilding. You know what I mean? That's something that I'm really sort of passionate about at the minute, man, because I'm looking around us and we're not in the times of prime Pep and Klopp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is, Goonie, bro. Next season, the team that wins the league next season is the team that rebuilds the best. I'm telling you, bro. That's
No,
who's
it's a
going to win it.
fact. It's true. It's true.
You know what I mean? You got Pierre in here as well. Says big up Don, big up man. And then London Box says Man City getting points deducted. Inshallah, bro. Inshallah. But listen, let's get into it anyway, Goonie, man, because obviously, you know, we spoke after the Arsenal game. I was at the game, and for you were quite angry with the performance, but I was a little bit dejected in it. You know what I mean? I wasn't overly angry about it because I'm looking at who we had available, but at the same time, I was pissed off at the fact that Maresca could have set us up better than what he did the other day. You know, for me, the way he set us up, bro, like playing Reece in midfield, you know, and Cuckoo on the left, when you know he's not a winger like that. You got George that's been getting more minutes. Yes, we need better than George, but let's deal with what we've got right now. He should be starting more games because you offer more than Cuckoo on the left, on the wing, right? You've got Fofana playing at right back. There's just better people out of position right now. And, you know, you're playing an Arsenal that are just toothless right now, bro. You know, all of a sudden they managed to beat us from a fucking corner, right? How did you feel, first of all, after the game the other day, bro?
I'll tell you how I felt before the game. I was as pissed off before the game as I was after the game, because I knew we weren't going to win it, and that's the one game. Well, not the one game, but that's one particular team that I don't like to lose or even draw with. I don't like Arsenal. For me, should be like the same policy as Tottenham. You play Arsenal, you must win. I don't care how good they are. You must win. But obviously, in the realm of realism and outside of my fandom of Chelsea Football Club, we have to look at the quality that was available in the squad. And I mean, toothless. What was there? What was there? You know what I mean? It's the same thing that I keep saying. Is the quality of this squad is just horrible. It's not good enough. It's absolutely not good enough, and it's not. I decided around, I think it was December when we played Manchester United at Old Trafford, and we didn't win that game. That's when I said we're not getting top four, and I still stand by it. Honestly, I know the opportunity is there, but when I look at teams around, for example, you know, Manchester City, as the man said in the comments, Rodri coming back, that could be. There's no guarantees, but that could be a massive threat for us in terms of getting top four, top five. Um, you know, we've got other teams that shouldn't be better than us, that are better than us right now. Nottingham Forest are absolutely flying. And they're another team that look like they're going to be ambitious. I don't know how true what I saw yesterday was, but apparently they're interested in your careers. Imagine that.
Yeah, I see that.
See what I'm saying? So how is it, you know what I mean? There's so much that's wrong. My expectations now, Don, are on the floor. I don't even care about results no more. I'll be completely honest with you. It's gone beyond results because I know we're not gonna get what we need to get, or that's how I at least feel. It's just everything else around it, bro. It's just getting on my nerves.
When you speak about quality, because look, I get your frustration, innit? I'm not happy right now with what's going on, bro. And listen, from the moment that Jackson and Gill both went down, I said, we are in problems, right? Because at that time, I was seeing Maresca doing fuckeries, bro. Like playing in Cuckoo up top, not trying to overlap the fullbacks. It basically got stale, right? I'm seeing players missing. I'm seeing players struggling to beat their man. So, like, where am I going to get my optimism from? That's why it pisses me off when people try and put me in this category of toxic positivity. And I'm like, I'm not toxic positive, bro. I just call it as it is. And when I saw those guys go down, I said, bro, it is very, very peak for us right now, right? Because regardless of Jackson missing all his chances and that, he helps us play better. Him and Palmer have a good relationship, right? And overall, we've actually got someone up there who's our best option in terms of, out of the 11. I'd rather play Jackson instead of a Neto up top. I'd rather play Jackson up top instead of Nkuku up top. I wanted to see Gil play have more minutes, but unfortunately, bro, he got injured. So we're just cursed. You know what I mean? We're just cursed right now. But when you talk about quality, right, and you say this team's just not good enough, what are you referring to, bro? What areas of the pitch are you referring to?
So, for example, like in my honest opinion, the fact that we are relying on Nicholas Jackson and praying for his comeback at Chelsea Football Club is a complete and utter disgrace.
Yeah,
and it's a massive. It's just a big indication of just how terrible our recruitment is. The fact that we miss Madueke and we're like, shit, our squad's getting thin. It's a disgrace. These are players. Listen, and when I say this, I mean these guys are not good enough for the standard where I feel we should be, which is competing on all fronts. I don't personally think they're at that level that's going to help us compete on all fronts. We need quality better than that. So these are the examples that I mean, right? Although there are a couple of good players that are in there, right? Unfortunately, his injury record's been horrible, but I love Romeo Lavia, and I think he's key to how we play massively. And I saw this was going to happen from before we signed him. I knew he was going to be an important cog. Caicedo, obviously, he's another important one. Cole Palmer, for me, he's got to stay. Reece James is Reece James. That quality's still there. You know what I mean? We saw it with the goal he scored the other day outside the box. Yeah, the quality's still there. That doesn't leave. So Reece James, I'd keep him. Outside of that, it's difficult for me to think of anybody else that I can actually put my hand on my heart and say I want him to stay at Chelsea Football Club long term. Because there's
what's your beef with Enzo there? Because I see you didn't mention Enzo Fernandez, bro. What's your beef with him, man? Because we've been going back and forth about him. You've been telling me that we should just swap him for Camavinga and go get Pedri and that. And I always tell you, bro, you get yourself mad because you say things, right, that are just unrealistic.
No, but I was asking. No. I was asking you. You see, when I mentioned about Camavinga and Pedri, I was just asking you in the group chat, just out of interest, if the opportunity arose to get Enzo out of here and bring one of those in, would you take it? Because I wanted to see how highly you rate Enzo and whether you would still have Enzo in the Chelsea team ahead of those two players. That was the point of me saying that. In the realm of realism, like I always say, I know it's not realistic. It's definitely not. So yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, but how come for you Enzo's not one of those guys that you would keep, bro? Because to me it sounds very much like you're happy to just get rid of this guy, bro.
Because for me,
what do you like about him, bro?
And Enzo, for me, look, he's been very hit and miss, and I don't see him as anything above a very good player. I don't see him as world class or elite. I don't see it. I think his athleticism massively lets him down, which is nothing he can do about it. You know what I mean? And it also puts a lot of stress on Caicedo and other midfielders around him that need to make up for lost ground. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I said, it's not necessarily his fault, but it's something in my personal belief playing in the Premier League. Not everybody has to agree with me. Everybody has their ways of how they feel players should play and what attributes they should have in certain positions. I personally feel a midfielder should be a lot more mobile and should be able to get box to box quite quickly. Caicedo is able to do that. Lavia positions himself well enough to do that because obviously he's a sitting a midfielder rather than one that advances attack further up in the field. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like more mobility is needed, more robustness is needed from a midfielder, as well as the creative side. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel that
creative
Enzo. No, I'm saying Enzo. Listen. But that's one thing that he does have I'll give him that. But it's not enough for me for him to just have that. I need him to have other attributes to round him off a little better. If Enzo had the athleticism I'm talking about, I'd never ask him to leave Chelsea.
Yeah, but
Never,
that's
ever.
the thing though, Goonie. I think this thing's a little bit overstated though, because end of the day, I feel like what people do with Enzo when they talk about him off the ball, they try and judge him as if he's a destroyer, right? And to me, that's bare weird because Enzo isn't a destroyer.
He's not supposed to. He's not meant to be. No, he's not meant to be a destroyer.
Let me land my point, yeah, because end of the day, he's not a destroyer. But the thing about Enzo Fernandez, he is not a bum off the ball, bro, right? I've got a lot of examples here that I'm going to show you in a second of Enzo winning the ball back the most for us, right? Ahead of even guys of like Caicedo, right? We played against West Ham. This guy recovered the ball 7 times, bro, right? There's been bare games this season where at the start of the season where we was counter pressing, Enzo's winning the ball back, we score. Yeah. If you remember the game against Wolves, one of those goals that we scored was Enzo Fernandez winning the ball back, bro. Right?
The issue that you've got, that's all good. That's all good. But where was that against Arsenal? Where's this against Liverpool?
But he's playing as a 10.
Against the top level teams, bro.
I need to see
consistency.
I was just about to get into that. I was just about to get into that, bro. Right? The issue, the reason why you saw Enzo looking shit off the ball most of last season, right, is because the way that we were set up, we had Caicedo in Poch's Island. I used to call it Poch's Island, right? By himself. You had Gallagher that would just do his own thing, run away and leave everyone, right? And then you'd have Enzo basically just playing left wing, playing right wing. I've gone to a lot of games, Goonie, bro. And there's a lot of things you don't catch. Yeah, I'm telling you, you don't catch a lot of things on TV. Last season, I'm watching Enzo and I'm like, yo, why the fuck is Enzo all the way down there? Yo, why is there so much space in the middle, right? That's why our defense last season was even worse because our midfield, bro, was a big polo. There was nothing there because of how we were set up. But when you have people closer to Enzo, like what happened at the World Cup, right? He used to win a lot of balls back for them in the World Cup. Because when I was watching him in the World Cup, I said, yo, who's this Enzo Fernandez guy? Like, he's very gritty. He gets stuck in, but on the ball, he's good as well, right? And even in the first year when he came with Potter, I was seeing this guy working. Obviously, he's not a Declan Rice. He's not a Caicedo. He can't smash guys up like that. But when people say he's shit off the ball, for me, that's a big stretch. I don't think he is shit off the ball. I think he's actually quite decent on the ball. And there's times where I'm looking at him and he's getting around the pitch, bro, right? He looks like he's trimmed down. Last season, he looks like he gained weight a little bit. When I'm watching him in person now, bro, he's running. He looks like he's trimmed down, right? He puts in a lot of mileage on the pitch for us, right? But like I said, I think that's more of a squad building thing. If you want more physicality in the midfield, I understand what you're saying, but it's not Enzo's fault why Lavia can't stay fit. It's not Enzo's fault why Santos has been loaned out, right? It's not Enzo's fault why we haven't got any cover for Caicedo. Because if you talk about physicality, I agree with you. We do need more physicality in there when you're playing against the likes of Arsenal. You know what I mean? The other day when we played them, you want someone like a Lavia to start that game. And then maybe you bring Enzo off the bench or you invert Caicedo from right back so you can have both of them playing. You know what I mean? So that's the point here. I think what you're getting mad at is the squad building rather than the player. Enzo Fernandez, him as a player, he's a very good player, bro. He's one of our key players, bro.
I know, but this is the thing is, although that may be true, again, it just puts it into context. He should never be one of our key players in terms of level of quality. He should never. That's how I feel. Honestly, that's how I feel. I just don't rate Enzo as highly as that. And then just going back to my point.
Hold on, really, before you go past that point, yeah, bro. He's created one of the most chances in the Prem, let alone for Chelsea in the Prem. He's up there with Cole Palmer, and he's got more chances created than Bruno Fernandes, who's a bum, but that guy's creative, right? He's done a lot for us this season, bro. He's scored goals, like he can score even more goals, right? If we had a striker this season, Enzo's sitting on double the assist that he's got, similar to Palmer. He's sitting on double the assist, bro. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Like with me, again, it depends on who you're talking to here, because I'm very widely known. Stats for me, yeah, they're all right, but they don't tell the full picture. I trust what I'm looking at rather than reading a sheet of paper, because there's context.
No, it's not about sheet of paper, bro. It's not about sheet of paper.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not reducing it down to just that. Obviously, stats have their position in the game, of course. Like it's just facts, numerical facts of what's going on in the game. You can't deny it. But how you process that information comes down to that individual. Like you can choose whether to trust the data that's always presented in front of you and take that into literal context, or you can trust what you're looking at and use your football brain to decide whether that player is X, Y, Z, and whether the stats do tell the full story.
So hold on. Are you trying to insinuate? Hold on. Are you trying to insinuate that Enzo isn't that creative as what the stats are showing?
No, I'm not saying. Listen, I'm saying Enzo is a creative player, but I was gonna go back to my point of midfielders needing a degree of athleticism and robustness in them. And when I mean robustness, I mean some kind of physicality, some kind of being able to and he does that from time to time, but it's not at that level where if there's, for example, quick counter attack coming in, this guy's gonna be drowning. You know what I mean? He's gonna be drowning in mud. Like he's not gonna catch anything, and that's not gonna be his fault.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I look at that.
Hold on. It's either that, or if the player loses the pace or doesn't have the pace, naturally they have to understand where they need to be in those phases of the game because it's important. Counter attacks need to be stopped, and at the end of the day, you need to be able to recover ground quickly. And if you can't, you're in trouble. And I believe that regardless of whether you're a box to box, a playmaker, a defensive midfielder, if you are occupying that center of the park position, there has to be, especially in the Premier League, a degree of athleticism that is not just average speed. Or if it's not that, your positioning has to be way beyond anybody else's. It just must be 100%.
Let me show you this, right? So this is most chances created from open play in the Prem this season. So you got Salah on 67. You got Kulu second on 56 with Cole Palmer. Iwobi's after that. And then you've got Enzo Fernandez, who's fifth, bro, 48. You know what I mean? This is just from open play, bro. So in open play, again, he's been doing
But then let me ask you, all right, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question right now. Has Enzo been playing better than Cole Palmer this season?
Yes.
He has. I agree with you. But this is the thing, is if you was to look at it for face value with those stats, you would think Cole Palmer's had the better season than Enzo. This is my problem with stats, because I can agree with you. I could fully agree with you that Enzo has been playing better than Cole Palmer, 100%. But reading those numbers...
But it depends on the conversation that you're having, though, because I never run to stats first before I speak about a player. I'm going to speak about that player, and then I'm going to use the stats to back it up. So if anyone asks me, how's Enzo been this season? I'll be like, bro, Enzo's been very good this season, very influential. He's been creating a lot of chances for us. He's even been scoring as well, right? And they're like, oh, where's the proof? I'm like, okay, cool. I'll show you the stats. And I'll go to the stats and I'll show you, bro, right? Whereas with Cole Palmer, I'm not going to be like, yo, Cole Palmer's been fantastic this season because he's created this many chances. What I'll say about Cole Palmer is Cole Palmer's been underwhelming this season, but even though he hasn't been at his best, he's still been creating chances for us.
He's not been shit. Right? Nah, this is what I'm saying. He's not been as shit as what people are making out.
No. Palmer for me, the pedestal that I put Palmer on and the level that I put Palmer at, he's been shit for me, right? He's been shit. There's been more bad than good, right? And I think he can definitely, come back into things. And obviously he's got enough games now towards the end of the season and that, yeah. But the level that I put him at, for me, he's been shit. But again, even though he's been bad, Goonie, in a lot of games, he's still creating a lot of chances. These are two different conversations. These are two different conversations, bro.
That's my thing now. Is I feel, and the same has to apply to Enzo. I realize that. I just feel we've been so wasteful in front of goal that Cole and Enzo have suffered as a result of it. Because they should be having, if you're a stats guy, in terms of better numbers, they should be having better numbers. It's just that the people in front of them fail to finish sometimes. 100. This is why I say Cole hasn't been as shit as what people make out, but he ain't been good. He ain't been the. For me, I ain't seen a 7 out of 10 Cole Palmer performance for a long time. I'll put it that way,
bro.
And that's not even asking for the world, is it?
Do you know what the problem is with Cole Palmer? Yeah, because bare people keep running to Maresca straight away. They're not trying to put any blame on him, right? Oh, this season he hasn't been given the freedom. Bro, I'm seeing Palmer getting in similar positions as to what he was getting in last season. Difference is last season he was clinical, bro. Yeah, he would find that pass quickly. He would just take that shot. It's going in. This season, man's missing. Man's not passing the ball. Do you get it? Like that's
it's a fact. Yeah, because you can't blame Maresca for that because you can clearly see that Cole Palmer still has his free roaming role in that position, 100%. And the thing is another thing people need to realize is that the attack interchanges positions. They're not always rigid. They don't always stay in one position of the pitch all the time. However, some players are given more freedom to be able to roam the pitch a little bit more because they are mavericks. Cole Palmer is one of them. And he's definitely still been given the free role that he had with Pochettino as well,
Yeah.
because you have to give a player of that quality that freedom. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I fully agree with you. So I'm not really pre Maresca too much in terms of that, because in the attack you can see Cole in terms of permission to do more than the others, he's been given that. Now it's just up to him to, repay the fans and repaying the coach by scoring goals and by winning us games and so on and so forth, like he did last season. You know.
Yeah, and listen, I think his performances have gotten worse this year. You're right when you say that, but even last season, not last season, last year, there was games where I was blaming more on Maresca, where, like, for example, Palmer would start in the right, in the first half, and then in the second half he comes out, he's on the left, and I'm like, why did you change him? And then all of a sudden he's just not being influential, right? For me, I've seen more consistency from Enzo Fernandez, especially during that Christmas period, bro. Enzo for me was our best player during that period. Caicedo looked like he gassed out. Palmer, he was looking a bit gassed out as well. Enzo was grafting.
Listen, I'll be honest, yeah. There's gonna be a huge whistleblower coming next season to teach you guys about Enzo Fernandez. And this kid, I don't know why we even loaned him out in the first place after I saw him play pre-season with us. And that's Andre Santos.
My
Yeah.
boy.
That boy there, and I stand on this, and I've said this for a while, and I get ridiculed, I get everything for it, but it's all right. That's how football goes. Andre Santos, for me, is and will be clear of Enzo Fernandez. And this time next season, that's what the conversation is going to be at our club, because that's how quality this boy is, 100%. And you see, the thing is with Santos, seeing as this stream is labeled lack of leaders, he is naturally a leader. And this is why I have been so looking forward to this guy to get into the squad. I was so disappointed when he left in the first place. That guy there, yeah, that guy right there, no word of a lie, people, is captain armband material at Chelsea Football Club, regardless of Reece James, regardless of Colwell and that. You will see by his actions and you'll see by his natural leadership that this guy is the guy. I rate this guy very, very highly. Very highly.
So do I. So do I.
And I think, and honestly, and I don't say this to disrespect Enzo, I really don't, because it's more down to the physicality and the athleticism of the player. Andre Santos has that a lot more, and he's a lot more robust than Enzo. And it's not a disrespect to Enzo. Please understand, that's just his natural attributes. And I feel that kind of profile works better in the Premier League. That's my point about Enzo. I hope people understand. I'm not crashing him because I think he's a shit bottom of the half table midfielder or whatever. I don't think so. I think if the rumors are with Real Madrid true, I think he'd do very well there. I think he'd do very well in Italy. I think he'd do very well at the top clubs in other countries. 100%.
The thing is though, yeah, like what it is, you won't crash it on Enzo as much next season, in my opinion, because we're actually gonna have personnel that can bring more physicality to the team. Yes, Enzo brings a different skill set, right? Because if I'm talking about creativity, I'm not looking at Caicedo first. Even though Caicedo can create good chances, I'm not looking at him first. I'm looking at Enzo and I'm looking at Palmer. So that's the whole point of a team, bro. Everyone's got different skills. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like work, bro. You know, one guy at work, he's a good accountant. You got another guy at work that's good with the fucking reception. They got another guy at work that's good with that area.
Everyone has their job. They've got their specialities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it is. So I'm not going to look at Enzo for the physicality aspect of the game. I'm looking at him more for creating and, helping us break 100%. Down those low blocks. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking at Enzo for. But you're spot on with Andre Santos, bro. This is a guy. Big up Couch. I don't know if you know Couch, right? From the get-go, I said this guy is more ready than Leslie. It didn't take me long to see it in that first preseason when he came. And even like when he was playing, he was top 3 performers, bro. Yeah,
but
he was
telling you, listen. And remember, and you know, Don, with me, I'm one of the hardest guys to convince. When it comes to football, you cannot convince me easily. I'm telling you right now, that boy is going to be one of the top 5 midfielders in world football. I think so, 100%. 100%.
He's got a temperament, bro. And what I like about him as well, he's versatile, bro. Man can crash the box as an 8. He can comfortably play as a 6. The way he reads the game, is one of the main things I like about him, right? Because if you watch the way he reads the game, it's the reason why he wins a lot of duels, bro. Right?
Exactly, bro. This is what I'm saying. As well as the physicality, he's got the presence of mind to sniff out danger. Yeah, quickly. So you see, when you've got that and you can read the game to that level, especially that young, you don't necessarily always have to rely on your physicality to bust the gut to get back.
Yeah. He just
You know
knows
what
where
I'm
to
saying?
position himself. Like what it is, he reads the game and he kind of understands what the attacker wants to do. When you've got a player
Exactly.
like that, bro, like Thiago Silva used to do it as well. There's times where
Exactly.
you see a guy try run past him, and before you know it, he'll make it look like he's going that way, but then he's gone, and he'll quickly get the ball. You know what I mean? That's what Santos does, bro. He knows how to read the game. That's very, very intelligent to have that at what, 20? How old is he? 20, innit?
Sorry, you cut out there. Sorry, what was you saying?
I was saying that it's very impressive to have that.
Silva. Oh yeah. No,
yeah,
bro. That's the thing, and you can't. Sometimes you can't necessarily teach that. And I'm glad you brought up Thiago Silva because he's on the other end of this extreme scale in terms of age. Because now we're talking, you know, he's touching 40 years old. This is a kid that's in his early 20s. So it proves it just goes to show there's an element of that can't be taught. And Andre Santos is not experienced enough at the highest level to be able to do it as good as he's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the case, if that was the standard, a lot of we'd have an abundance of midfielders. Wouldn't even having this conundrum. You know what I mean? Everybody would be able to do it. So yeah, no, and you see what else I love about Andre Santos is he can finish, and not only can he finish, he can finish outside the box, bro. Do you know how long we have been crying for goals outside of the box at Stamford Bridge? And there used to be a standard. Lampard, Essien, Alex, all of these man were just pinging them from out of the box. Bring that back to the bridge, and he can do that.
Facts, bro. I agree with you on that, man, 100%. But big up Miki for the donation as well. He says Enzo is meant to be the face of the project, but I feel like we're always giving an excuse and babying him. It's damning that our best midfield next season might not even have him in it. Bro, what I always say to people about this, is we're going to have a lot of top players at this club, right? Looking at that midfield that we're going to have next season, Asugo, Lavia, Santos, Enzo, Caicedo, Palmer, that's like 6 options there, bro, right? You have to pick the right 3 or even 2 sometimes, depending on, or even 4 sometimes, even if you want to invert Caicedo, right? Depending on who you're playing. You know what I mean? That's the good thing about having a lot of options, right? If you look at Pep over the years, there's a thing called Pep Roulette, because there's times you didn't know he was going to start, bro. He starts the best players for the job. That's what it is as a team. Enzo might not start certain games. He comes off the bench. He helps people out. You know what I mean? Then the next game Enzo starts, someone else sits out. Certain games you don't need Caicedo and Lavia to start because you're facing a low block, right? And that's what 85% of the season you're facing low blocks. You know what I mean? So you have to make use of what you've got in the right way. It doesn't mean that, because Enzo's being dropped for a certain game, it now means that he's worse than someone else. You just got to pick the right players.
No, you're completely right. From a tactical perspective, obviously Enzo does definitely, he brings different aspects, and you need that in football because no 2 teams are the same. Some are low blocks, some are high press, some are, so on and so forth. You've got so many different tactics in football these days. You need to have a lot of different tools in your bag. You know what I mean? So I don't disagree with that at all.
And people need to remember as well, because even I was one of them that was saying Lavia needs to start. Yeah, when Enzo had a poor start to the season. He was getting used to a new role. He didn't look good in it, but eventually he overcame that, right? But when Lavia started with Caicedo and we had Palmer, bro, we were lacking creativity during that period. I think people are forgetting. Yeah, that was the time when we were playing the tougher games, Goonie, and we had I think it was 2 goals during that period or something like that. We scored against United and we scored against Arsenal. We blanked against we scored against Liverpool as well. Was it like 3 goals or something like that, right? But overall, we weren't creating that many chances. Fair enough, it was against tougher opposition, but when Enzo came back into the team, all of a sudden we started to score again. So this guy's an important player to us, bro. And for me, when people are just, still have this agenda about him, he's shit off the ball and that, sometimes you got to hold your hands up and say, do you know what? I got it wrong. I was harsh on this guy. He's doing well this season. Let's hope that he carries on. Because at the end of the day, him playing well means that Chelsea are going to play well overall, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've got to say about that, man. But yeah, man, in terms of obviously the leadership at the minute, Goonie, like you're saying, Santos is someone who can, become a leader, definitely long term. He's been trusted to be the captain on loan, bro, which is crazy. He's literally their version of Caicedo, bro. You know what I mean? You take him out of there, it's peak. That's why when people were like, yo, bring this guy back in January, I said, bro, realistically, that is not going to happen. We're not going to just, you know, dismantle their season, especially when they're our club, basically, right? It's fucked. What we should have done in the summer is kept Leslie or Santos, yeah? So we're not finding ourselves in a situation where it's now a snowball effect and you're making it awkward to bring him back. But in the summer, people will see, bro, this guy is a serious player, right?
Yeah. There's no, that's why I can be patient. Like with people that are questioning it, I'm just gonna be like, you know, just wait and see because the quality will shine.
No, 100%, bro. 100%, bro. But yeah, when you're looking at the team, right, in terms of leaders, I'm only looking really at Tosin. You know, Tosin, he came up as a captain for Man City's academy. I remember I used to watch this guy playing for the academy. He was their captain. You know, Enzo, for me, I think Enzo's actually a leader as well. In all honesty, I think he's actually been able to take the captaincy in his stride.
Can we go back to Tosin for a second?
Go on, bro.
I never thought I'd hear myself say this. But there's a small part of me that would consider keeping him as like a squad player. I don't think he's as bad as what people make out he is.
He's not.
I really don't. I think you'd see better of him if our backline was a bit more solid, a bit more robust. Then I think you'd see a better side of him. I would keep him as a squad player for now. I actually would. That's one that's probably going to surprise people.
Goody, do you know what the problem is? I told you this on the phone, bro, right? The guys that are meant to be starting for us are too injury prone. So you're seeing guys like Tosin too much. If you saw Tosin in Carabao Cup games, FA Cup games, you're seeing him to see out games, you're seeing him against the dead fodder in the league, no one's going to care like that, bro. We used to have players like that back in the day. You feel me? They come in, they do a job quickly, they go out. But most of the time, you use John Terry and Carvalho. You use John Terry and Cahill, right? It was the same players all the time. And then the squad players will come in here and there, right? The issue with Tosin, I don't want to be seeing him too much.
That's my thing as well. I
don't want to be seeing him too much, bro. But what have you thought about his leadership, man? Because I think he's actually one of the few that is a leader in this team, I'd say.
I mean, I haven't really preed that side of him for the pure fact of what you just said. Is like, I don't really consider him as like a key cog, or shouldn't be considered as like one of the key faces in the team, but he is. Fair enough to him. But yeah, I think at times he does lead by example, 100%. I just watch his mannerisms on the pitch, and more often I think with him it's a case of, yeah, he's had his lapses here and there in terms of concentration, but I think his teammates around him let him down massively as well. I think I think they do. And Tosin isn't at that level where he should be mentoring somebody like a Colwell or somebody that young. He's not there, and I don't think it's not like a Thiago Silva that's saying, yeah, you see this, be here, be that, or whatever. It's not the same. You know what I mean? I don't think that should really be his job, but he's been thrown into this position clearly. Like, I'm sure when he came to the club, the plan was for him to just be, you'll feature here and there. You're not going to have really too much of a responsibility. And now it's just been kind of forced on his shoulders. So you see what I'm saying? But
100.
But yeah, that's my opinion on Tosin. He's one of the last players I'd actually complain about in this team. I'll be honest with you.
Okay, cool. Would you agree that Enzo's a leader as well?
In terms of vocality and confidence and so on and so forth, 100%. And even I'll give him as well, in a couple of games he's shown leadership in terms of, just by his own quality, picking up the game and being a difference maker. Those are all things that that count. But yeah, I guess so. Out of the personalities in the club, he's definitely one of them. I'll give you that.
Yeah, so then I'm thinking of Enzo, I'm thinking of Tosin, I'm thinking of Caicedo. He leads by example as well. Like when he has the captaincy on, he has shown a little bit of leadership this season, I'd say. He just seems a little bit more mature this season, you feel me?
Yeah.
Which has been quite good. But other than that, bro, I'm really, really struggling to think of any other leaders like that. I mean, Cucurella, he's another one. Cucurella's another one as well. He's a leader. I think he's a leader, bro. You know what I mean?
You see with Colwell, what really disappoints me about him is the quality isn't quite there, at least yet. But if someone was to sit down with Colwell and say, listen, your temperament is cool, but sometimes you need to understand where the line is and kind of teach him how to walk the line. You know who was great at walking the line? Diego Costa. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
That man used to walk the line world class. He needs to, if he knows he's a hothead, he needs to be smart about it and at least go back and watch how Diego Costa or somebody done things. If he was able to implicate that and kind of, you know, sometimes let cooler heads prevail, I think he could also be candidate for captain. I just think he's missing those little things.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think Cole can definitely be more of a leader in the future, innit? You know what I mean? Because what it is, it's hard to listen to a man when you see them making mistakes. Like, we've all played football here, bro.
Yeah,
like,
that's
you know what I'm saying?
I'm
When someone's
saying,
constantly
yeah.
making mistakes, how they gonna tell you what to do? You'd be like,
That's
bro,
it,
you can't even fucking do your
that's the
job.
case.
You know what I'm saying? So the thing about leaders, right, and captains, they need to be a minimum 7 out of 10 weekly, right? And that's why Reece should be a leader by example. But vocally, no, Reece James is not a leader like that, bro. Right?
He's
Like,
naturally not.
You know what I mean? He's our captain. He's our captain. And I look at him and I don't get any. He doesn't. I don't look at him and say, yo, I'm going to go to war because of Reece. You get it? Like, my captain's meant to spur me on. Yeah? Look who we've got in the thumbnail right now. I'm showing you lot Dennis Wise. I'm showing you lot JT. I'm showing you lot Aspilicueta.
These are men that would have put body parts on the line to win a game. That level of leadership, it doesn't. I don't think it even exists anymore. Unfortunately, I honestly don't. Because
that's
now
what I was going to get into. I was going to get into that as well, Goonie. Like, if you look at football, bro, the way it is right now, what leaders really and what winners could we bring in? Because let's be real, bro, ball's kind of falling off, bro.
Yeah, kind of is big time. This is, you know, this is conversations that we had years ago. I think this all started around the period, and listen, don't take it as me disagreeing at this, because, you know, go get your money. I'm never anybody that complains that people getting money, but this started when you were starting to see the youth players come into. It started on 70,000s, 80,000s, 100,000s a week, and so I'm talking like 10 years ago, and so on and so forth. So where I felt the issue was is that now that these guys are getting so much so soon, and the maturity isn't always there, because, you know, you was a teenager once, I was a teenager once. You're not fully all up there. You don't always make the best decisions, and sometimes certain things can change your personality. And I think that's kind of what crept into football. There was a lot more allowances given to the youth players than what it used to be. Because, for example, bro, back in the day, like I'm talking 90s and maybe even remnants of early 2000 and that, it didn't matter if you was Cristiano Ronaldo talent or whatever. If a man says clean my boots, you're cleaning boots, fam.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So there's that humble side of football where it's just like you're a young G and you kind of need to calm down. Your time's gonna come. You still got a lot to prove yourself. It weren't as easy as it is now to get them big contracts. You had to do a lot, not just show on the pitch. You had to show about, you know, there's certain behaviors that were expected from most clubs. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of gone out the window now that agents have got involved, and, you know, players have become such a big commodity now, big transfer tags and so on and so forth. That's kind of gone to the advantage of the player, where they don't necessarily have to be watching their behavior as much as they used to back in the day. That's just my theory. I'm not saying that's what it is concrete. That's just my theory and thoughts as to why things have become the way it's become.
And big up TTM as well. It makes a good point. It says, I can't lie, that shit don't exist like that. Football doesn't allow for real characters in the dressing room no more. Everyone's got to be a robot that listens to what their coach says. And this is a good point that I made the other day on Blue Diaries as well, right? Because I was watching Ola. I don't know if you've seen Ola's podcast, Ola Aina, yeah?
Yeah.
So he was talking about when Conte first came to Chelsea, and he spoke about how at first when Conte was making these guys work, they were like, yo, this is mad. Like, we've never been made to work like this before, right? And it wasn't really working for the team. People were complaining. JT, being the captain, being the leader, went to Conte, bro, and he said, yo, listen, big man, these men aren't feeling it. We need to adapt. We need to change things. What happens? We end up winning the league, right? Yeah. I don't know who's going to go to Maresca in this team and is going to have the balls and say, yo, we need to overlap Gusto, blood. You know what I mean?
Because listen, because you see when, big man, listen, you see when Conte is looking and he's seeing John Terry walk up to this guy with his Champions Leagues and these Premier League medals and back. That's a man that can talk to a manager like that. Winners respect winners. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if a man like JT's coming to me, it don't like JT can do that to any manager, because like if a manager turn around at the end of the day, always ask yourself this one question: if the manager can turn around and say, "Well, what have you won?" and the player can go, "Here we go. That's my bag of medals. Now let's continue the conversation." They're gonna listen. They have to listen. You know what I'm saying? So now we're in a situation where it's like, fair enough, Maresca ain't won nothing, right? The only one that can really do that is Reece James. But is he the personality to do that? Is that his nature? I don't believe so. I don't know Reece on a personal level, but from how he's leading this team and the captaincies that I'm seeing from him, it doesn't appear like he's that vocal.
Bro, I
Kind
don't
of.
think Reece will be able to even. I don't think Reece will be. I don't think he'll be even able to maintain eye contact, bro. He'll be like, Enzo. The boys, like I think he should
You
start.
know what I mean? Yeah.
He should start to overlap Gusto. Like, don't kill me. You know
And
what I mean?
listen, there's nothing. And listen, no disrespect to Reece, because there's nothing wrong with being like that. Everybody's different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm sure Reece is a nice guy,
Of
but
course he is. I met him.
that's
I
not a
was talking to him.
recipe. That you know that's not really a recipe for you to go to your manager and the manager gonna look at you, because when you're going to your manager, you have to go there 10 toes, chest out. Level of respect, maintain eye contact, and be 100% in what you're saying. Because the dynamic there is, he's the boss. You are kind of one of you're like his assistant kind of supervisor if you're the captain. You know what I mean? You're his voice on the pitch. So you've got more of allowances. So you better be sure, and you better stand with chest and have the respect to be able to talk to that manager. And we don't have that at Chelsea. We don't.
No, 100%, bro, 100%. But let's talk about how we can get that then, because obviously you don't become a leader. Like for me, to become a leader, right? It's something that has to be natural to you. Number one, right? I think you can improve your leadership skills for sure, but there's different types of leaders. Like I said, for example, Reece is a leader by example. Most of the time, he's playing 7 out of 10 most of the time.
Right.
Tosin leads by talking to people, communicating with people. He shouts. I see this guy at games. You'll tell these lot, yo, they call him Uncle Tosin because he's like the adult in the changing room. You know what I mean?
Uncle, right? Isn't it?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then you've got guys like Cuckoo that will just die, bro. Yeah, they're gonna lead, by dying on the pitch. Cuckoo, he plays everywhere, bro. Yeah, you see him on the left half space, you see him overlapping, you see him in midfield, you see him scoring now, you see him being a shit house. There's so many different types of leaders, right?
Do you know
if you're talking about in the summer, go on, Goody. Go on.
Do you know, just on the conversation of leaders? If there was a regen of this one player, I believe that they could get us top 4. And I mean that definitively. If we could bring back a regen of Diego Costa, I'm telling you. Because listen, forget about the quality on the ball. When we're talking leaders, although he was an absolute lunatic, the things that he done during the way he used to galvanize the team and just grab the game at the scruff of the neck. I remember against West Brom when he picked up the ball on the right flank of the field. I think we was drawing for time. He just picked up the ball at the right side of the field and he just said, "F it, I'm gonna do it myself." Drove into the box, just absolutely whacked it into the roof of the net, and we win the game. That's the kind of that's what we miss, bro. Just that, just that spirit alone. You might not be like a world-class player, but just having that kind of heart or that kind of spirit can make you do world-class things. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%, 100%. So who do you look to bring in then in the summer to add to this, right? Because in the summer we definitely need to plug holes. We need a striker, obviously.
Santos 100%. I think he won't listen. I'm not saying give him the armband straight away. I just think his presence is just going to be, in terms of leadership, it's going to boost us massively. I think so. But then with Santos, there's a way to go for him to kind of get himself a foothold in the team on a consistent basis. So we got to see if he's able to do that first. I think he will, but manager might feel different. Who else would I looking to bring in? In terms of centre backs, look, I've never wavered from this guy, and I don't know how true it is if Inter are willing to listen, but I'm bringing in a Bastoni. I'm going straight, and I'm overpaying for somebody like that, straight up and down, because it brings you 2 things. Number one, you've got a top quality centre back, and number 2, you've got a natural born leader, and number 3, you've got an Italian. And if you can't defend as an Italian, then you're not really Italian.
Now I hear it, but listen, I can't really talk much on Bastoni. I haven't watched much of him in it, but this is a player that you mentioned quite a lot. So obviously you like this guy, so I can't really talk much about him. But who else, bro? Like, because for me, like I've said in the title, Chelsea lack leaders and winners, right? And I hear this all the time. We need winners. We need this, and I'm like, I'm looking at football right now. The likes of Iniesta, the likes of Pirlo, the likes of Sergio Ramos, all these men are gone. Right, the new wave of players now are the Osimhens. He's won a league title in Napoli. Yeah, I don't know if he won a league title in France. People, you tell me in the chat if he has, but he's not a seasoned winner, really. Right? You've got who else is available right now? Gokeres. He's not really a seasoned winner. Yeah, if you're looking at any seasoned winners, it's the Real Madrid players or the Man City players. Everyone else has maybe picked up a trophy here and there, bro.
And that's the thing. Even when you look at Real Madrid. In that midfield, there's only one midfielder that stands out in terms of that leadership, fit, and personality, and it's never going to happen. And that's Jude Bellingham. You know what I'm saying? I'm not questioning the quality of the other guys because, come on, like Camavinga, these guys would love him at Chelsea. But I'm just speaking specifically in terms of like leadership. Jude is the only one, and Jude is not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? He's just not leaving.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Even that, exactly, that's unrealistic. But let's talk about the winners, because I hear this all the time and it really, really grinds my gears. I feel like it's just a buzzword now. We need winners, we need this, we need that. And I'm like, bro, look around and tell me who these decorated winners are, right? In our team, we've got Reece, who's won the Champions League, cool. He's won the Club World Cup and that. You've got Enzo Fernandez won the World Cup, cool. You know, who else is there that's won stuff in our team? I'm trying to think. There's no one else, is it? That's won anything.
Cucurella.
I mean, Palmer. Oh yeah, Cucurella. True, Cucurella as well. He's won the Euros. Cool. You've got Palmer that was around winning, and he was part of the team that won the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup. Cool, right? But again, like I said, these seasoned winners, bro, they're at Real Madrid or they were at Man City, bro. There's not many seasoned winners that back in the day. You know what I mean? When Roman was here, there was a lot more seasoned winners in the market. You know what I'm saying? A lot more, right? If you want to go and talk about I don't know, the Italian league. Yeah, let's talk about that. Think of some players there, bro. Yeah, because I'm really struggling to think of all these season winners.
Bastoni, I'd take in a heartbeat. Well, we don't play a back five, so I won't really take DeMarco anymore. Barella, I'd absolutely take in a heartbeat.
We don't need any midfielders, bro. We don't need any more midfielders.
I thought you were just saying, are there players in Serie A that are good? Or
no, I'm talking about the positions that we need.
Oh,
there's no point talking about
specifically for us. Yeah. Oh, okay. In Italy, you said
anywhere, bro. Anywhere, bro.
Strikers is Gyökeres for me, or Isak.
I'm telling you, you're struggling right now. You're struggling because that's what football is.
Of course, it's hard, man. It's not easy. It's not easy. Osimhen, for me, I wouldn't be disappointed if we signed him.
See, look, people are saying people like Lookman. Lookman's not a seasoned winner. Like, he's won the Europa League.
Yeah, it's cool, but it's dead. It's dead.
And that's the point that I'm making. When people talk about Chelsea need these winners, go look in the market, bro. Right? There's these winners that you lot want. There's not many of them.
Now you've got to look at. Now this is where your eye comes into it and say who has the criteria to be a champion or to turn us into champions.
Yeah,
that's how you got to look. So for me now, we've got to look at wingers. I'm going to PSG and I'm saying you got to give one of them up. If it's not Desiree Du, if it's not fucking Barcola, you've already signed Kvaratskhelia. One of them. Just give us one of them and we'll leave you alone.
Bro, we wanted Barcola. You were cooking it. When we wanted them, you were cooking it at the time.
Who said that? Whoa. Hey, listen.
We linked him last season, you know. We nearly got this guy before we got Palmer, bro.
I just said, who is this guy? Why are we signing this guy that we don't know? I didn't say he was shit. You see, when I'm saying, like, if I say this guy's shit or whatever, then I'm cooking him. But if I'm asking who you are, then you have to show me who you are.
Nah, I hear it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's different. And Barcola has showed me who he is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
who do you want on that wing, on that left hand side? Because we're gonna have to replace Mudryk. I think he's cooked. And obviously I like George, but again, he needs to be learning from big dog.
Yeah, he's no.
It's not that he's not okay. Let's
I'm saying he's not ready to be the main to hold it. Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is. That's what I think he's ready to play for us in terms of being in the squad. But I want someone that's more seasoned. Who would you bring in on that left, bro? Shall I give you a few options? So you've got Lookman, You've got Semenyo. You've got Nico Williams.
Not for
me. People, let me know in the chat. Let us know some left wing options in the chat because we're gonna need a left wing.
I'm not a Liao guy either. Like that.
There's Liao who I don't want either. You see that?
It's only for me. Like the only name that stands out is Barcola or Desiree Du. Those are the only two that really stand out for me.
So the ones that I've just mentioned there, they're the ones that are the most known. You don't want any of them. Lookman, Nico Williams, like I said, Semenyo. You've got obviously Mitoma, right? You've got who else have you got? You've got Luis Diaz, fucking shocking, mate. I don't want that. Rodrigo is a
but it's again, is it realistic? You know what I mean? But you never know with Madrid. In the summer, they could do something mad. Like we could be sitting here, all of our English teams would be saying, Gyökeres, Isak, and then Communicator Aficionado. Isak has gone to Real Madrid. Now everyone's plans out the window. Or Gyökeres has gone to Real Madrid. Now everyone's plans out the window. But then Rodrigo can now become available because now you've got an Isak, Vinicius, and Mbappe. And as good as Rodrigo is, I don't think he's going to be as, because at Real Madrid everybody's at the highest level. The next thing now to decide is how commercially profitable are you? And he's not as commercially profitable as Mbappe or Vinicius. And Isak is just a natural striker, which Rodrigo ain't. So there's a possibility that he could be available. And if quality like that's available, you go for it, 100%.
Yeah, no, of course, bro. Rodrigo and KK at PSG, they are my dream signings. Yeah, KK from early, bro. I say, yo, we need to sign this guy. I would love this guy at Chelsea, bro. You know what I mean? Even before all this Mudryk stuff, because even before we got Mudryk, as much as I think he can improve, and he was improving this year, I was saying we should sign Trossard, bro. Trossard was frozen out by De Zerbi.
Trossard's a good player.
He was frozen out.
That's the thing. Trossard's a good
player. Not now, Goonie. Don't get twisted. I'm not taking him now. But back then,
no, now he's cooked. But Trossard, Trossard was, and you know what? He plays for them scumbags. I don't think he's been bad for them. Honestly, I don't think he's been a bad player for
this season. He's been meaty, man.
This season he has, but I'm just saying in his overall time at Arsenal, I don't think he's been a shake signing.
Nah, he hasn't. He's actually been effective for them. But he scores them a lot of goals, bro. You know what I mean? Important goals as well, even off the bench. So for me, that season when we finished 12th, he would have definitely been our highest goal scorer, bro. Like we had Havertz up top with Sterling, fucking Gallagher, Mount, Broja. Like, you know what I mean? Like we scored 38 goals that season. You know that? 38 goals in the league, bro. You know how crazy that is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. That's someone that I would have taken at the time. But this is what I'm talking about, people. When you actually break it down and you look at what we're working with right now, unless these guys do some shrewd stuff, because there's going to be wingers somewhere that we don't know about, but you already know this fan base, bro. As soon as a winger comes that we don't know about, it's going to be problems again. Oh, who the fuck is this guy? Oh, Don, why are you telling us about him from White Scout? You're a White Scout merchant. You know what I mean? They have to know about them for them to be good. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that's what we're working with right now, bro. That is legit what we're working with. I don't want no kudos at the club because, number one, Neto for me, I don't like him on the left. I prefer Neto on the right, yeah? I want a specialist left winger, right? And Kudus on the left as well. He is not good there.
Neto's another one.
He's been shit on the left, bro. He's not a left winger.
Neto's another one that could get his whistle blown next season. Because that boy Esteval's coming. And then we're going to see. Yeah, then we're going to see. He might get his whistle blown still. That's why I've not really been focused too much on the right wing side. Because I know next year, there's an old saying. When the tide goes out, we're going to see who's swimming naked. Yeah. And I
right wing will come. Right wing will come. We don't need
and I believe next season we're going to see who's been swimming naked this whole time. Pause. You know what I mean? So
Esteval, honestly, bro, I can't wait for that guy to come, man. Like, bro, that guy is a serious talent, bro. You know when you just watch a player, even Payers, right? There's certain man I just watch them and I'm like, this guy is just unbelievable. Like some of the things that I'm just seeing man doing, it's just natural ability. You know what I mean? That's why I love my favorite type of footballers are footballers with natural ability, right? Because they do things that you just can't teach. Everything else they can develop. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Those are the best players, bro. 100%.
The best, bro. You know what I mean? And he can play as a 10 as well. But for me in the league, he's gonna have to bulk up a little bit more to play in that 10, man. I think he's gonna get shrugged a little bit more in the middle. He'll need to work on his upper strength. I see this season he looks a little bit better, to be fair.
He does. He has been. I've been praying that. You see, ever since we announced we're gonna sign him, I was actually saying to my brethren, watch now. They're gonna put him on a bulking diet to put on muscle because they're gonna have to. And you see him now. He's kind of getting fitting a bit more into his frame.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
And people need to realize, bro, the guy's what? He's 18 now, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So, bro, he's growing, bro. Like he's still got another 2-3 years there. You feel me?
He does.
So, bro, like he's gonna be a serious talent, bro. He's better than Savinho for me. Savinho's.
Do you know what I like about Estevao as well, right? Is he's not a player that goes down easily. He does go down sometimes, but more times out of 10, they kick the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? Over there in Brazil. So in terms of the physicality in the Premier League, I don't think he's really going to be too fazed by it. I think he's going to be all right. I just hope his body can be a bit tough when it comes to injuries and stuff, you know?
No, 100%, bro. And that's why I'm kind of happy that we've got him from Brazil. Because when you watch Brazil, bro, these men are grown men that eat feijoada. If you know about feijoada, bro, you go Google that right now. You see what it is, yeah? Feijoada, bruv, yeah? These lot, I'm telling you, bro, they clatter him, yeah? They barge him, right? And he still manages to get all the GA that he gets. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, he's used to playing in the physical league as it is. It's just that the Prem's going to be more technical, right? more guys are going to have better touches on the ball. They're going to be onto you. They're more tactically switched on and all of these things. So, physically wise, I think he's come from a good place for him to have a building block from. Even, for example, like with Andre Santos, bro. That guy had what? Over 50 appearances in Brazil, bro. Like, we brought him. Cool, he wasn't from Europe, but he had a lot of experience at a young age. Yeah.
He was already, I think he was captain of the under 20s or something, under something.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. Exactly. So it's good that these guys are getting experience. And another player that's getting a lot of experience before he joins us is Quenda. Big up LeBron's firefighter. He says, what do you think about them spending 72 million on 2 youngsters 2 days ago? Goonie Maresca didn't even know that we signed it. That's cap because Quenda was on the phone to Maresca and he persuaded him to come. And he will definitely know about Asugo as well, bro. But what do you think about them? Those signings of Goonie? Are you happy about them?
The timing, absolutely not. In terms of priorities, that much money being spent, and we've got glaring issues in the first team. That's my biggest problem, and I think that's what most people's big problem is. Now, in terms of going, looking to the future, and in terms of the quality and ceiling of both these players, of course, I'm very happy about it, and I'm a lot more happy that we signed Asugo more so than Kenda. I'm not saying Kenda's bad because I think he's got a lot of talent, but that Asugo kid, he can develop, and I would honestly be looking to say, with him, I know he's going to stay with the squad, but I'd be saying, Brighton, take this youth, because I think he can become as good as Belieber, potentially even better. And I rate Belieber highly. He's definitely got the tools to do so, 100%. But he's going to be involved in the squad with us next season anyway, so we'll see.
Yeah, 100%, bro. He's a baby Caicedo, bro. I swear down. He reminds me of Caicedo so much. Their temperament, I think he's a little bit taller than Caicedo, to be fair, but he's fucking rapid as well, bro. That's one thing about him. He's quick. The way he covers ground, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah? I'm telling you, bro, because I'm telling you, Goonie, yeah, we have been getting, like Caicedo's been carrying us in that midfield in terms of the physicality. Next season, bro, the options we're going to have in there to have a little bit more, you know what I mean? Just more still. It's going to be too nice, yeah? Because growing up, I used to watch physical guys in the team, bro. All the time.
And you know what? This is one of the main things over the past couple seasons that bothered me with Chelsea is that sometimes it's so easy to just get through that midfield and just bypass it and just get in behind and then it just leaking counterattacks. So it's good to have those attributes readily available with the squad, 100%.
I think you're frozen, bro, You're frozen.
Oh, okay. I've got...
There, bro. Yeah.
I don't know.
He has frozen. I don't know what's
Can you hear me though?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, people. But yeah, Don, I've got 5 minutes anyway because I got to go to the supermarket with the missus.
Oh no, let's change. Let's finish up now anyway, man. Because I've got to get back to some work anyway, bro, man. But listen, man, people love for all the comments and whatnot. They're saying free Goonie in here. It's been a good chat. Me and Goonie, you're back now. Me and Goonie are gonna do more of these anyway. Like going forward. It's just like sometimes our schedules get in the way, man. And
it's mad.
Work. it's not always possible for me to go live like in the afternoon. This is why you tend to see me doing Blue Diaries a little bit later after work. You know what I'm saying? But listen, we both love the club, innit? Goonie complains about a lot of things and whatnot, but I'm his therapist most of the time, people. Don't worry. I bring him back down to earth and I try to calm him down. Him and Darko, in fact. Him and Darko, I always try to calm these guys down, yeah? But Goonie, let them know where they can find you, bro, man. Love for hopping on.
Well, as of now, you can find me. Well, you find me on Don's channel. You'll find me just featuring here and there on other people's topics. You know, sometimes I accept the invites when I'm asked to come on platforms. Not really on this YouTube thing too much anymore, as you lot know. I've just got a lot of responsibilities in the real world. You know what I'm saying? And I've just got to take care of those. So you'll see me though, people. You'll see me. But if you really want to know my thoughts, follow my Twitter. So it's man no football. So it wasn't enough characters, so I couldn't do nose. So it's MANKNOW and then football. And yeah, give me a follow there if you want.
Yeah, make sure, man. But listen, people, we move, man. We move. There's gonna be a lot more content as well before the end of the break. England are playing later, innit? Who even playing, bruv? Let me even check.
Know, bruv.
England versus Albania. Oh, you know, Edgware Road's gonna be full, bro. Barking as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All these guys are gonna be out in numbers. But in a bit, people, man. Bless. Love.